Hey, what's going on, everybody? Since I made a serious one, I just had to come on here and just get something off my chest. So I have a rental car right now, and it's a brand new Nissan Rogue. Now, I used to be kind of cutting edge. I was up on everything, and then I got married, and the wheels kind of fell off. Like video games, all that shit. Somehow, like the wheels fell off. And I'm like my parents saying, hey, Jake or Drew, can you do something on my phone? Figure this out, whatever. But I digress. So I've got this Nissan Rogue. And it's all right as cars go. And but the technology. So this thing, it took me a good 24 hours, maybe even 36 hours to figure out how to use the cruise control. Because, and this is a lesson to all you people out there, you set it, forget it, you never get pulled over. Cruise control is my life. I love the cruise control. I use it all the time. So this thing, I couldn't figure it out. And it's got all the bells and whistles. Radar, sonar, all this horse shit. So anyways, I was driving along the 403. And I finally figured out the cruise control. I'm like, oh, look at this. Beautiful. I got it working. But besides that, this fucking thing beeps all the time. Like it just beeps. There's all kinds of beeps. But I digress. I'll get to that. So the cruise control. So I hit this thing. Then the steering wheel goes stiff. And I'm like, this is fucking weird. And it's got all the shit lit up on the dash. And then I'm like, oh, fuck me. I'm not going to fucking steer at all. So I just sat back, put my hands in my lap, along the 403, locked in at a $1.18, just cruising along, and this fucking car is just keep me between the lanes, or between the lines. Brilliant, but there was one fatal flaw. The bitch slows down, like it senses the car in front of you, and it slows down, and I'm not even close to this car. And I'm like, what the? Like, really? You're fucking not even close to this guy. What are you slowing down for? It drops like 10 kilometers an hour. So I'm like, all right, I'll have none of this. So another 24 hours, I figured out there's a button here that you can scale back the distance. So now I can almost tailgate. But I would never tailgate. I was just using it for, help the story along. So I finally figured that out. So, but the thing beeps and it tells you to put your hands back on the wheel. So I'm like, oh, yep, put the hands back on the wheel, take them right back off. I'm gold for another couple minutes until it tells me to put my hands back on the wheel. Now, it's all well and good, but now, can't stand it. Like, this thing, like, just recently, and it picks up the cars in front of you. But this car was turning right, and it was in the right turning lane. And I'm just cruise control on. I'm on this side street, or service road, doing about 66, locked in. And this car is turning right, and I'm coming up to that car. The fucking car locks him up. Like, ooh, and I'm like, what the fuck's going on? And I'm looking around going, fuck, is there a dog? Is what, like, nah, it was the car turning right. But this fucking thing had me back right off, turn like it. Anyway, I don't get it. Like, it's just, like this, it just doesn't make sense to me, you know? Maybe that's technology, I don't know. But if it helps the idiots out there, then I'm all for it. But this Nissan Rogue, I don't like it. Like, it's messed up. Like, it steers too much to the left. Like, you're sitting here just driving along, and then your car's pulling. You're like, what the fuck are you doing? You're going right into the cars. So anyway, it's off and on. It's a love-hate thing. But I think this would be brilliant if you were driving out in the country and there's nobody around you. Nobody in front, nobody beside, nothing. Because it tells me when I'm out of the lane too, or I'm going close to the line. All the time, this fucking thing beeping. So the other beep. So I figured out all the beeps but one. So I'm about 3 days in now, maybe even 4. And I'm like, okay, I got all the beeps shut off on the system, and I got it all figured out. But no, I'm driving along, boop, and I'm like, what the fuck is beeping? Like, there's nothing on the screen. I'm not doing anything. I don't get it. So then, it took me a little bit, because I actually was paying attention. And the fucking thing beeped when I went 10 kilometers over the speed limit. All makes sense now, but totally unnecessary and fucking annoying. Anyway, be good.